Hyperfire. It's like Gleam.io, which manages a lot of giveaways, but way more powerful for the Web3 blockchain space. They do giveaways, they manage it, it's good for the creator, it's good for you, the participant, and that's what this video is about. Now, I'm just going to briefly give you a few of my thoughts on this, so you won't have to watch the whole video. It would be awesome if you did, but I know a lot of people don't have time for that. Feel free to hit that like button. That helps this channel out, and you can consider subscribing for this long-form content. Now, I like Hyperfire because if you do a giveaway through them, you know that giveaway is going to be legitimate. There have been a lot of fake giveaways in the past through Twitter where people are just trying to take advantage of audiences and giving away large sums of money, but it doesn't really go to the people participating. It goes to no one. It goes back to them. It goes through a third party, which they are also... There's a lot of things where you don't know if a giveaway is legitimate or not, and going through a service makes it a lot easier. And if you do participate with Hyperfire, you create an account, takes less than a minute, and then it makes it a lot easier for you to participate in more giveaways. Now, the real value for Hyperfire is for the creators and the cryptocurrency groups that want to get a real audience. With Hyperfire, they do a verification system where they know if it's a real person following you on Twitter, retweeting you, joining your Telegram chat, or joining your Discord. It drastically removes the chance of a bot participating, so you get a quality audience. Your giveaway goes to real people, and then the chats in your social media are of higher quality. So that's one of the things I like. And there are a lot of customizable features for your giveaway where you could give out NFTs, you can give out custom tokens, you can set a lot of different parameters, which they will discuss in this video. Now, as a quick example, let's say I make my own token, which I have in the past, and I want to distribute it to a lot of people, but I don't want to manually paste in an address, put in a number, and pay that gas fee. With Hyperfire, they can take care of that for you, and that's across multiple blockchains. So let's say you make a coin, Dancoin, and you want a bunch of people to participate in it. You set up 100 winners, and then they get notified that they won. They can claim that token, but they pay the gas fee. So all of that is done for you. Now, this video is not sponsored by Hyperfire. They are just building something in the Web3 space. I got an interview with them because someone in my Discord group mentioned them, and I looked into it, and I like what they're doing. I like groups that have been building long term. They did not pay for this video, but they have been helping me with a giveaway that I'm working on for the December 2021 Full Value Dan giveaway, and they also generously donated $4,000 in HID tokens, which is more than 1% of their market cap. So winners of the giveaway will also get $100 worth of HID token, and considering the market cap, that's more than 1%. That's like BNB giving away $1 billion in tokens. Even though the coin value is low, they continue building, they continue working, and that's what really matters to me. By no means is this financial advice or that you should invest in them. I just like projects that build and do things that promote cryptocurrency for the long term, and it's not like a pump and dump. So that's the disclaimer, and let's get started with this interview. I don't know why I did that with my hand. I kind of regret it, but I'm keeping that in there. I'd really like to focus on what you guys are doing, what you're building, and what people can do with it now, just so if they were interested, I could direct them to you guys and be like, all right, if you need this resource, these guys can do it immediately.
Yeah,
Sure, thanks.
that's a nice point. Sorry, Irfan, I'll let you
Yeah, go
speak.
ahead, go for it.
Just want to add on to Dan said, what people can do it now. So, you know, when we were starting off, we were like, we always have this mindset that whatever we are building, it has to somehow help community and not build something which will come 10 years or 4 years down the line. So we always like to work very lean, like develop quickly and test it so that community can start using it in production, and then you know, build from there. Like there is always a the goal that where we want to reach, but the ways we could reach there is by dividing it into simple modules or simple useful product which can be immediately consumed. So I like the thought process that you have, like specifically the word you used, what people can immediately use in Hypersign. So
yes, because a lot of other projects are very tentative. They're like very ambitious, but don't really build anything for several years.
So you're right. So I think I need to interject here as well, right? So at the end of the day, the blockchain space is kind of futuristic, and we have to give ourselves credit because we are also planning stuff that is in the future. You get it?
Right. But I know you guys have stuff that's available now.
So
that's the big difference.
So what we've done is essentially we've broken down our development into two different sections. So one is, of course, the futuristic, where our L2 is coming, where we're building out other applications, as well as the network side of things. But as Vikram rightly said, we ensured that we were able to roll out products that are usable today, are bringing in results today, and is helping the community right now, which we will be discussing today. I won't take too much time, but I really want to talk a little bit about how we started and what the Hypersign protocol really is, right?
Yes.
So I like to consider ourselves as one of the older projects. Talking to a lot of blockchain projects, a lot of them started sometime in 2018-19. We're like 2016-17 since when the inception happened, and we're primarily in what is called the decentralized identity space, which is not too many projects in this space. Our philosophy essentially is to when people say when people think about identity, they think about things like passports and national documents and driver's licenses and so on. Yeah, sure, it is part of it, but that's not exactly what the Hypersign protocol does. We're more along the lines of what is known as identity and access management. So access management has more to do with things like logging in, logging out, user verification, authentication, authorization, and so on. So essentially, and when you're talking about these kind of things, right? So verification, authentication, you are verifying and authenticating and authorizing identities. So it's your digital identity that we're dealing with, right? So it's not exactly the identity as in the passport, but we are using your attributes of your identity to basically carry out the verifications and so on. So that's the kind of side we're working with. One of our route to markets, one of our thought processes that I really want to stress on is when you're building what is more commonly known as self-sovereign identity right now, how do you sell this kind of product? How do you, because you cannot keep living fundraise to fundraise, right? You need to build something that starts revenue, that starts to prove that market traction, that there's demand, how are you going to bring that philosophy to life, right? How is that going to work? So the really interesting point that our development team took into consideration while starting out in this was to basically initiate the process at the authentication point. What I mean by that is that we used the username and password, which is essentially applicable to anyone and everyone on this planet who is online, which is also an attribute of your identity because you use your identity to log in and log out. And we basically applied SSI principles to it, saying at this point today, you have all your username, passwords, and personal identity stored on a centralized server where you have the usual shared secret sort of engagement with these large companies who are misusing and abusing our data. So what we said, fine, let's go ahead and decentralize and distribute the authentication mechanism, which is the perfect starting point. So once you have decentralized and distributed your authentication, you can then start talking about decentralizing and distributing other attributes of your identity. So that's the thought process we used, and that's our route to market, that's our go-to market, that's our strategy, right? And it's working very well. the other point is how do you bring it to mass market, right? So once you've understood that, how do you bring it to mass market? So when we were essentially starting out our token sale about 6-8 months ago, of course, the Hypersign protocol, we had our MVP ready, and that's basically what our white paper was built on, was written on. That's what our venture capital knew. That's what our investors knew. Our retail investors knew about what we're doing about the Hypersign protocol. But at the same time, there was no mass use case, right? But when we launched our token, we kind of realized an interesting phenomenon that while we were doing the token sale, it's so important in the crypto community to have a following, to have users, to have investors, to have that first set of community followers, dedicated followers who will help you use your product, who will help buy your token, who will form your community, who will support you, who will grow with you, and basically bring your thought process, who will manifest that thought process to life. And while we were in that process, we got so many messages that, hey, I'm on Telegram, hey, I'm going to pump your token and you pay me this much and I'm going to do this for your community, that for my community. And, we were like really excited. We went and did that whole process religiously. And by just about a day before our token sale, I was discussing with Vicky and we kind of reviewed numbers, and we had like 10,000 followers on Twitter, and we had around 8,000, 9,000 people in our Telegram. And we were like really excited. Everything was going well, and we thought we had a good community. But the moment we launched the token, it went up, and I could see it go down like this. The token just crashed, right? And me and Vicky are like, hey, what the hell, man? And 24 hours later, the attrition rate was insane. I mean, more than half the people left Twitter. Our Telegram was dead. Okay. And we did a quick analysis, and it turns out there were like 70% bots in our community. So basically what typically happened was, so we had all these malicious users, we had all these bots that have monopolized our campaign. They took all our tokens and they dumped it on Uniswap when we went live. So we were like, hey, what the hell, man? And so Vicky, me, and our third founder, Vishwas, who is basically Vikram's brother, we were like, maybe we can do something about this. Maybe we can stop that. So as I mentioned before, the Hypersign protocol is essentially dealing with authentication, verification, authorization of identities of humans, right? So we were like, if our token sale was monopolized, was abused by these malicious users and bots, maybe we can apply this protocol and try to figure out how we can eliminate these kind of malicious actors from other projects and not have and try to solve this problem for future projects who are going to go through the same pains that we are. Mm-hmm. And that is essentially where the Hyperfire product was born, right? The whole idea was to try to make it into a whitelisting kind of service. Mm-hmm. But we spent like 3 or 4 weeks trying to do some research, market studies. We spoke to a lot of projects, and it didn't really catch on. So we kind of figured out that airdrops and community building exercises, giveaways were probably the better way to go. A lot of these projects were using what is known as Gleam.io, probably heard of it. Gleam.io is very effective. It's prevalent in the Web 2.0 space. It's not really geared for Web 3. The pricing is kind of skewed when it comes to Web 3. You cannot have more than 4 or 5 winners unless you pay like some crazy monies, right? So what we basically decided was, let's just create a campaign tool that looks and feels like Gleam just in the beginning, so that there is no learning curve for the investors / for the teams. And we will add a Web3 layer to it, where we add user verification, authorization, and the Hypersign protocol on top of it, where there is, so we have privacy, we have the Web3 self-sovereign identity principles involved in it, and we have the Gleam, and we bring that all together as what is known as Hyperfire today. So far it's been going well. We've got like more than 30-40 projects who've been using it. Big projects like TotemFi, Option Room, Bumper, some NFT projects are now using it. So we've seen some good success. We've got a database of more than 30,000-40,000 users. We are now actively campaigning for new projects and emerging projects that haven't launched to be extremely careful about how they launch their projects, try not to waste too much money and time on malicious users. Come talk to us, and let's see how we can basically work together to help build out effective communities.
So for those campaigns, how do you find these potential clients? Like I'm sure there's some difficulty of finding them, or you getting the word out.
That's a very good question. So I mean, you can imagine, right? In today's day and age, if you're going to text a founder or anyone in the blockchain space, hey, I'm going to market and do airdrop for you.
Already looks like spam.
You're getting blocked, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had that challenge. We are facing that challenge. There's no doubt about that. So what we've done is we've broken down our go-to-market strategy into different segments, right? Of course, the direct approach is kind of not working for the reasons we discussed. Some of them, some who are interested or do have a minute or the patience to do the research, come to our websites, try our product out. But believe me, there are like one or two of them, very few. What is working is we're trying to tie up with blockchain accelerators, who are basically launching projects. So we're trying to work with CV Labs, Platinum in Australia. CV Labs is in Switzerland, and a couple of others. Then we are also working with some marketing agencies, so like Resolute out of Bulgaria, and also Zebu Digital out of the UK, which is basically a TotemFi subsidiary. So going down the channel route seems to be working for us. Plus, we're also now white labeling Hyperfire. So the interface is completely customized for what the agency or what the customer requires, but the backend is, of course, Hyperfire. So that's how we're addressing the market.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of different accelerators on, every different chain. So they launch a lot of projects. If they know like a good resource like Hyperfire, then yeah, you'd be their go-to guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apart from that, we are also, part of different founder groups in India and abroad. So we try to, keep supporting them. Like, hey, if you are actually going for a Web2 version of it, why not try this? Because this has all the features that you want to launch. So that is also sort of effective ways that we have got a lot of clients through these groups, because these are founders and we have the trust relationship already established because of being in the same community, founders community. So that brings us, a lot of value. And thanks to our investors, some of them are very active and in connecting us. So that way we got pretty decent clients. So within a month of launch, we launched 20 campaigns in a month, which was crazy. Like, we did not expected this. And before launch, many campaigns were already planned. So it's just that, the words is getting out, and there is nobody else doing this shit. I think everybody thought this is such a small thing to do. Why would I build something like this? But I knew when I was using Gleam that shit, this doesn't work for Web3 projects. I need, token verification. I need NFT verification. Where is that? Like, that's a basic requirement. And so all these, some technical stuff, mostly from the Web3 side, makes it very challenging for the marketers or the campaign creators to do giveaway and verify user in Web3. So we added those features and plus Hypersign on top of it, and we got a very decent product. So yeah, so that's that's the story about it.
Yes, I completely understand the problem and solution. I was working with some social media campaigns for like Binance, and they had this issue all the time, like just spammed with bot comments, and they kind of have to filter through it. Takes a lot of time, resources, and also issuing out the rewards. That's all like manually done. It's not automated.
Yeah. That's absolutely right. So sorry, Vicky, you want to say something?
Yeah, so I was just saying that the whole journey of a marketer from the point of launching the campaign to all the way to distributing the reward in Web3, it's all completely different. You have to do it through smart contracts and through different or wallets, distribute in multiple wallets. All these concepts were not added in the Web2 based products, which are, there are many of them. So we could actually do that. And in future we will also have like a fair distribution. Like as a community you can see that this campaign is being produced by, let's say if you are saying $10,000 worth of my token would be distributed, and if the token is alive, you would see that there is a vault and it has $10,000 worth of token. All I have to do is take part in this campaign and I'm sure that I'm going to get my reward. So that is like one of the biggest challenge in the airdrop industry or this reward industry, because as a if I'm taking part in this campaign, I don't know whether this is a fake campaign or a real campaign.
Yeah,
so
that happens a lot.
Yeah, and Dan, one more point. Like we talked about, how to get client, but there are three parties involved in this. Influencers are a big part of this. Like if I just create a campaign, nobody gets to know. So my while we were working on the product, building the product, I was going crazy on connecting to checking out which all influencers work for us, like which all communities are good, and then I established relationship with them, and now we brought them on top of the platform itself. So in future what would happen, you can just click on a boost method on your campaign action, and it automatically goes and sends those campaigns to all these good influencers whom we think like it actually works for us. And why I say good influencers, because the ratio, for example, if an influencer has 1 million users in their community, the real users are only 3,000 to 5,000. And in the campaign who take part are between 1,000 to 3,000. So it's a huge difference. Like most of them are either botted or they just left the group or whatever. Like they're not active. So we fixed that. And yesterday I was talking to one of our community member. He is going to use it. He said he spent $8,000 for all these shillers and whatever, and he got 1,500 users in his group, and it doesn't help him. So I told him, why not you try just $500? You don't pay me, you try first and see the result. So I'm glad that our own community are now, who are hit holders, are using our product. So,
Right.
so I think it's so all the three pieces, like clients, the product itself, and where you can showcase your campaign. So like the influencer side, we could get them aligned in one somehow.
And that's the point of the whole blockchain space, right? The ecosystem, creating the ecosystem, bringing everyone together in a transparent method, and ensuring that whatever transactions, finances, whatever information has to flow through in a transparent manner.
Yep, totally get it. Quality results, quality community, and like the people you are rewarding, they're real people. They're not just like one hacker or scammer who's just taking advantage.
Yeah. And the other side, the benefit for investors is that their privacy is maintained, right? So so the Hypersign protocol, essentially, the Hypersign layer on Hyperfire is essentially a wallet where your privacy is maintained. So once you have signed up with the wallet, that's it. You can attend as many campaigns as you'd like without having to re-register. There's no Google Forms where your personal information is left for like months and it's just abandoned after the campaign is left. Additionally, the people in the crypto space, they're extremely paranoid about getting triangulated, because you have your personal information, your wallet address, your Telegram handle, your email address, maybe even phone number, your country, whatever. So it's extremely easy to triangulate with that data. You get it. And most of these guys are so paranoid. So that is a massive problem, data protection problem, that we've solved for the investors as well. So I believe that all three sides of the ecosystem are well served with the Hyperfire application.
So let's walk through a campaign just so people can have like just a clear overview, like step by step. I want to create a campaign. I want to gain social media followers. I want people to know about a certain project. How does Hyperfire help me?
So it's I'll just start all the way from the top. So you would come to our website, which is fire.hypersign.id. Yeah, and you can see our pricing here. If you if you are interested, there are like 4 different pricing: Degen, Lambo, Moon, and Satoshi, and each of them have their own unique points, like why you are paying this much and what value you are getting, what blockchain we support, things like that. And once you are okay with this, you can click on try now and just click on use web wallet. The wallet would pop up. If you have not registered before, then it will ask you to log in with register with Google. And what happens is that once you register with Google, we create a pseudo anonymous account from that, meaning that post to this registration, Google will never get to know where you are logging in with Hypersign. So that's the overall concept around Hypersign wallet. So once you authorize, you are on the platform. Here first we will ask you to subscribe. So there are like I said, there are multiple different subscription. You can start with the free basic plan. In free basic plan, you get enough to test your campaign with a small community like 40, 50 people. So this is how the dashboard looks like. In the dashboard, we have at one place we show all the events. Here we show you how many participants are there. There is something called DID on which the whole authentication works, so you can just let it go, not important. And here you can see that how many requests are left in green, and red, like how many requests have already been consumed. So once you go 80% above to this request, you start getting email that you can recharge your subscription. So this is how the event section looks like. You can click on the create event. Here you provide the event name, 600 into 300 pixels banner for your event, and start date, end date. Then you can customize your referral. For example, some people, they like to select few users, but only to the ones who have referred the majority of the people. So they wanted to have customizable referral scheme. So for them, here is that like you can change it to whatever number you want per referral points you want to give, and the referee also gets some points, so you can customize that as well. Now here we have some custom input configuration, meaning just like in Google form, you have first you have info box, then you have, let's say, input type, meaning that you can provide name or address or something like that. All these are here. So we support around 6 different input types, like text. For example, I'll just give you an example. You can say that please provide country, and your placeholder would be India. And the score for this, like if I provide country, then what could be the score? Score is mostly for gamification. So this is how it looks like. Then you can re-edit, you can delete, update, all these things. Similarly, you have info box, you have links, you have number, like for phone number, you have date for date of birth, you have hyperlink, like for example, if you are doing a campaign where a user needs to design nice images and share it in different community social media like Twitter or Instagram, you can ask them to do that and then collect their link here using hyperlink thing. And similarly, we have for social configuration, we have different social configuration action. So far, we are supporting Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. So here you can see we have Twitter follow, like it will track if the user have actually followed your Twitter account or not. Similarly, it will track the retweet if they have retweet and tagged their friends. Then here we have Telegram join. So this is interesting because here is something that we did unique than any other platform. So this is, in this, we also have our Hyperfire authenticator bot. If you integrate this bot in the Telegram in your group, and then you set up your Telegram account here, it will directly track from the Telegram account only. In remaining all the products that are available, it is optional. Either it's up to the user whether they want to join or not. But we are able to connect this thing together, and with the Hyperfire bot, it actually authenticates and verifies whether user have joined your Telegram community. The other products, they just authenticates Telegram, meaning that if I have a Telegram account, I can authenticate, and then it's up to me whether I want to join their group or not. But this was a huge problem with our customers. They were like, what would I do with just having the Telegram account if they're not joining my community? We have to separately go and add them. That's not a good idea. So we built, listen to them, and then we built this feature wherein you just add our bot, and then you set up your Telegram account, and it's pretty cool, and it tracks. Similarly, we have one for Discord. You have this is working quite a bit for most of the NFT and metaverse projects, so they are using it extensively. Now, the new and interesting features. I will go with the first one, with the smart contract configuration, and this is really unique. Nobody has this. So you have your token, and you want to distribute, not your token, any token. If you want to distribute your rewards only to people who has certain amount of token in their wallet, so you can actually, you can configure this right here, and we support 3 different chain: Ethereum, Polygon, Binance. We are also working on Tezos, and a couple of more EVM compatible. So for example, I can select Polygon ERC20 here, and I can provide my contract address, and then I decide what is the threshold, meaning that how much token this user needs to hold for that project, so he can claim extra 100 points. So so this is not available in any other campaign tool.
Yeah, this is very slick. This is like a great way to reward like real users, like people who are really holders.
Yeah, that's one. And the next one, this is a standard ERC20. We will also have for NFT standard. Like this will work very well for gaming platforms. Like if I am Mana NFT holder, like Mana token, and if I bought a land there, so I hold X NFT in my wallet. Now any other new gaming platform, they can distribute their token or NFT to people who hold Mana. So they can do it right away from this whitelisting campaign itself. They don't need to have a separate, they don't need to build a platform for that. Right now, people have to code and build a platform to verify these wallet addresses and track. So automatically you can just set it up, like just click the network you want and provide the contract address, your NFT address, and it will work. Apart from this, our next goal is to support all the betting platform, wherein we will support custom contract address, meaning apart from these standard contracts like ERC20 and NFT standard, we will have any sort of contract that your DApp has. You can just click on custom contract here, then provide your token contract address. It will list all the actions, get actions that are available on the contract address. You can select that action, and now the campaign would verify based on that action. Meaning, now if you have a betting platform or any other type of DeFi platform, you can actually customize your own requirement on this flow. So you don't need to write. Then you would be able to do a lot of different things around your project without having to write code to verify users. So that's the goal that we want to reach with this platform. So it becomes like a one platform to do all this, and these are actually marketing tasks. These are not developers centric work. Every project needs to do DeFi stuff. Every project needs to somehow engage with community by giving away NFTs and tokens like that. So it starts becoming marketing work than actually core development. So we thought, like, why not abstract that into one platform and provide it as a service. So these are the things. And the last point is that now we will also have distributions, meaning that in this platform itself, you can create your vault, provide your tokens, and it gives you unique URL where after your users have been verified, you can basically whitelist automatically them to this vault, and they will be able to claim the token. So this is the whole journey that usually have in airdrop and any other campaign. So we want to complete that in one platform.
I see. So the person would be responsible for like the gas fees, like that. It's not left up to the campaign owner.
Yeah, that's correct. So people can claim the token. Also, the other benefit for user is that they can see immediately that, hey, this campaign was created with X amount of token, which means I'm sure if I'm a winner, I can claim this token. So it's sort of giving some sort of guarantee that there is enough money put in behind this campaign. So yeah, so this is how you create a campaign. Once you have created a campaign, it looks like this. Here it's slightly, the UI is not great in the admin side, but once you copy this URL and go to the actual campaign, it looks pretty decent. Sorry. So this is how the campaign looks like. If you just need to authenticate and log in again as a user. And you can see all your scores, your current score. You can see total entries. You can see how many days are left for this campaign. And here you can get your referral link, which you can share with the user. For example, this is an ongoing campaign. And here you can see for each referral, you get good points. So 70 points is a huge number. So which means that this project wants to give focus on the referrals. So you can get your referral link here and share with your community or your friends. And you can see the rules section, rules stuff, all these things here about the campaign. Here are all the different social medias connected, like Telegram, Twitter, and Discord. And in the end, you would have to provide your wallet. So we also have the wallet verification system. And yeah, so as I claim all these points, I can see my score here. And once this is, event is done, so we can see, for now, you will have to go to our Hyperfire community and get to know about the event. But in future, here on the top right corner, you will have a menu where you will click and you will see all your events that you have taken part and the ones which have been already distributed. So this will come as in one section. So even this is also not part of any other products which we are now trying to bring it on our platform. So yeah, so that's the overall idea.
Okay, how are the winners chosen?
Oh, okay, thank you. So for that, we will again have to go back to the admin section. Yeah, so once user have taken part in the campaign, you go to participants. And here you can select the event that is going on. So for example, this one, Meta Slabs NFT giveaway. And you can see all the users here and their scores. Now we have multiple options to select participants. For example, the first thing you can do is either just export all, meaning that you can export all your user data and in a nice Excel sheet form, because here you cannot see all of them if there is huge amount of data here, right? So you can just click on export all. It will ask to change name or whatnot, and then you can save and you get it in Excel sheet. Otherwise, you can also do lottery. You can click on the lottery button. Excuse me. So there are two ways to do this lottery. One is that you select based on the score. So whoever, for example, for this campaign, the user who would be selected would be based on the highest score. So once you execute this, it will automatically sort everything in the score based on the score. and it will give you the, like, for example, out of 125, I want to select 10 people. So it will select the top 10 people who have the highest score. That's one way. Or the second way is that you can select 10 people, but totally randomize. Like, it doesn't matter who is what, who has how much score, and you can, randomly select these users.
Can I do
So-
both? Can I do both? Can I choose 10 winners and 10 winners with the highest score and 10 winners randomly?
Yeah, I will show you right away. Let's say that you want to select 10 winners with highest score. So you execute and you get this CSV file. So in this, you would see all the people with the highest score, like even let's say if 165 is the highest, so you would get all the 10 people with 65, then lower, like that. You can see here, it is sorted in the score here. Now we will go randomly. So let's click on this one and execute. So you can see 35, 30, 70, depend. It's totally randomized.
Oh, actually,
So-
your screen share doesn't show it.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Just this part, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can try it on your own, man.
Okay, yeah.
I'll send it to you. Not a problem. So both the actions, I shared only this screen, so maybe that's why you could not see. So I mean, yeah, both the options are available. You can do both, and other applications, all the existing competitors, they charge you for each of these actions, and we thought it's actually not required. So you have all these features absolutely free. You just pay for users, because for us, the main important value add that we want to give is that every user is authentic and real human. So we charge based on that and not on the features on the platform. Yeah. And still it is cheaper than 1000 to 2000% cheaper than existing products. So that's it. Anything else, Dan, you would like to know about?
That's really good. No, well, let's say, yeah, the winners are chosen. How are users notified? Like, hey, I won. How do I claim this?
Yeah, so for now, we have a manual process because we are still working on the notification side. So the manual process is that we have a Hyperfire Hyperdrop community. So we share all our events here in this community. So people can go and subscribe to this community. And whenever the distributions are happening, we are always updating them. That if there is a new campaign coming in, they can come and join and always look for new campaign. Not only airdrops, actually it's now being used for token sale, like NFT sale. So some people are using, so you would also get to know whitelisting events happening for different tokens. That's one. And the second one is that whenever the distribution is complete, we come and notify here. So, and there is always an active admin who will answer your questions about any technical problems if you're facing. So it's available. So this is one way. Another way is that in the platform itself, we are coming up with a feature where you can subscribe to the notifications and you can receive notifications as you wish.
Okay, so let's say the lottery results are in, the winners have been picked, notifications will be sent out automatically to people who already provided their email address, or?
Yeah, so here, once you have selected the winners, you will have notify, like another action here, which will say that notify users. Once you click on that, on the user end, if you are a user of the platform, this is for the administration, like the campaign manager. If you are taking part in this campaign, you have your different view. So in that, if you have subscribed to the event, subscribe to our app notification, you will get a notification that, hey, this event was completed and the prize have been distributed. So this is also in our roadmap. Very soon, like within this month, we will have this feature live.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, I guess that covers everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's about it. I'm happy to, and we are also working on some grant that, anybody who is working, if he's a creator, they want to use the platform, they can just come and talk to us. We will help them with some free credits for X amount of value, and they can, use it as long as they feel like.
So that's a very important point. What Vicky mentioned right now is that if we want to ensure that we have a sustainable blockchain decentralization ecosystem, we need to ensure that the good projects that are launching, they need to be supported from day zero, whether it's building community, whether it's doing their token sale, whether it's helping with product. So we're always open to a discussion. We always tell projects, come and talk to us. This is really not about the money. This is not about anything else except really just supporting the community to be able, because we don't want everyone to go through the problems that we did. You know what I mean? It was painful, I can tell you, and it hurt our relationships with our investors, with our funds, with our customers. So we don't want the other projects to basically suffer the same way we did.
Got it. Yeah, fully understand. There's just so many issues with like fake users, with like low quality participants. That's
What I like to call, yeah, what I like to say is that Web3 is like wild, wild west right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so until things calm down, we need to pull together to,
And just last point, Dan, if you don't mind. So what you see, this is just, one part of, and one of the use case that could be built on Hypersign platform. And in future, we are going to have many other use cases. And each of them, we would go like, this is basically Hypersign, scaling Hypersign is on, horizontally, like, because Hypersign can have multiple use cases. Now, but each of these use cases has to be scaled vertically. I'm talking business wise.
Right.
So while we are working on the layer 2 network, we are making sure that these transactions that are happening on these platforms are compliant to the network that we are building. So imagine that it's a day one of the network, and we have 50,000 users, real users, who could directly come on top of network, which I feel is the right way, according to me, to, now, not in 2017, but now, since a lot of stuff have already been, now it's about adoption. So this is just one of the use cases that will be built on top of Hypersign protocol. And by next, Q3 of 2022, we should have our protocol testnet live, and along with all these use cases on top of it. And there will be multiple use cases, like, all these users who are taking part, they are real active users. And the NFT, we are working on a gated NFT, which acts as an access management for exchange. Like, you have a decentralized exchange, and you can only access or use this exchange if you have our DID NFT in your wallet. And this you get only after doing some sort of user verification. This could be KYC, or this could be through whitelisting on Hyperfire product. That will depend. But so that's the mindset of actually trying to remove bots.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I especially like a feature where if you're holding a certain coin, you get awarded, points. Like it proves you are a holder. Sorry, someone just started doing loud construction next door, so it's very distracting.
I live next to the Air Force. Air Force.
So
yeah, it's crazy here.
Yeah.
So yours is nothing actually for me.
It was quiet all day. All of a sudden, construction. But I'm really happy you guys have been building for several years, and I really wanted to use your platform and also shine a light to like, hey, this is what a real project does. They build things.
They build things.
We will work on the token also, Dan. But the point is that token and the product should go parallelly. Like, it should not be just token, all the focus should be on the token. So,
and I really, you're right. I need to stress on this, that it's so difficult to compete with all the safe moons and all the fake tokens of this world, because should we invest our time and energy building a product, or should we invest our time just marketing token? You know what I mean? It's
Right.
you
Product
don't
will
get.
last longer.
There you go. I mean, but you know, it just stretches you out so much. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
but
understand.
but we do focus. We are going to focus on both, but based on our product roadmap, not like just on tokens. So that's why it's the initial days. I just request everybody to just stay put, and you will definitely see good. I want my token to perform as well.
Right,
So
of course.
I'm the
We all do.
biggest why
yeah.
would I? So that's the whole. Okay, sorry about that, but it just came out from my heart. Like
Yeah.
I feel bad when
It's good to put it out there. It's good to put it out there.
Yeah, it's a real frustration that, like other projects that are really good at marketing but have no product get much more attention than the people working
Yeah.
behind the scenes to solve problems within the crypto ecosystem. And that was my interview with Hyperfire. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. If you are a cryptocurrency group or know of one that has been building for at least a year, and let's say they want to talk about their project, feel free to reach out to team@fullvalue.club and maybe we can set something up. All right, thanks for watching and catch you next time.